Welcome, everybody. This is Coach FO. We're going live on YouTube, the first for this year. And I'd like to welcome all our audiences from all over the world. Thank you for joining us. And tonight we will be looking at diabetes mellitus, a lifestyle induced disease. And while we're talking about diabetes, honestly, I have a lot of stories to share about it. And it's actually diabetes that aroused my interest in wellness. I'm a certified wellness coach, although earlier years trained as a registered nurse and midwife, practiced for only 7 years, and then I choose the route to prevention. Prevention, they say, is better than cure. Why should we say that? Honestly, every disease that happens to humans can be prevented, meaning they can be avoided. And a few years ago, the World Health Organization actually told us that 75% of every death could have been prevented. And so we decided to go on a course to help people to prevent. Would you join us on this noble cause to spread the good news that yes, diseases, including diabetes mellitus, can be prevented because they are lifestyle induced diseases? Hypertension is the same thing. So, what are those things that we're doing that could contribute to the development of diabetes? And what are those things that we can do to avoid this diabetes mellitus? What these days it's coming up more even in the young adults. Before, it was only older people over 50 that used to have diabetes. These days, we have teenagers battling diabetes, and of course, it is lifestyle induced. So, welcome to tonight's meeting. Do you know that there are things you eat, there are habits you take on every day that can contribute to the development of diabetes? So, tonight, those are the things we will be looking at, because if you can adjust your lifestyle, I tell you, we can reverse diabetes so that it can be well managed to avoid complications. So, what exactly is diabetes mellitus? And I'll tell you that it's simply excess concentration of sugar in the blood. That's what we call diabetes mellitus. It is when there is an issue with the pancreas not secreting enough insulin. Insulin is that hormone that converts the sugar we eat into glycogen, which can be stored in the blood vessels, in the cells. And so when the insulin is not enough or there's a malfunctioning of the pancreas, then there is deposition of excess sugar in the blood because there's no conversion. And you know why there are bad complications of diabetes? Because blood is supplied to every part of the body, and now this blood contains sugar. So when that happens, then there is an issue in the body because it has a negative impact on every organ in the body. WHO defines diabetes as a state of chronic hyperglycemia. When you hear hyper means excess, mia means blood, emia means blood. So, and this can happen due to several factors. So, it can be due to genetic. Like I said, my mother had diabetes. And so, medically, they will say that all offsprings of my mother are predisposed to diabetes. But I also tell you, it can be reversed. The reason we are predisposed is because we are living the same lifestyle that she lived, that made her had diabetes. So if we adjust the lifestyle, then we can escape that trap. It can be nutritional. What we eat. I did a video yesterday and we're talking just about diet and diabetics. What we eat goes a long way. What we put in our mouth, what enters into our body, determines how healthy we are. The gut is called the second brain. That's the tube from the mouth to the anus. So what we put into that tube is important in us being healthy or otherwise. So we've looked at genetic causes, we've looked at nutritional. The insulin hormone is secreted by the beta cells in the pancreas. It is the principal regulator of blood sugar. So concentration, when this hormone is not produced sufficiently and efficiently, both ways, sufficiently and efficiently, the blood sugar concentration rises, thus causing all these maladies that we are talking about. So, looking at the causes of diabetes, there exists a high predisposition of inheriting diabetes, which is most easily produced in obese people. So, the number one cause can be looked at as being overweight or obesity. And so, we always advise people to please check your BMI. That's your basic metabolic index. Now, when you do that, from that test, you will know what your ideal weight should be. And so, if your ideal weight should be 75 and you're presently weighing 80 or more, or even 78, that means you need to lose that 3 or 5 kg. Now, you don't have to do it overnight, you don't even have to do it in 1 week. Just know that in the next maybe 30, 60, even 90 days, you have a target to lose this weight. Because being obese means we are overtasking our body organs. We're giving them excess work to do, and that can have a lot of repercussion. So these people can control their diabetes with adequate regimen of meals. When we look at weight management, meals, lifestyle, do you drink water? Do you exercise? Do you sleep well? All of those factors come together in helping us manage our weight and bringing it down to what it should be. So in the person that has diabetes, the pancreas does not function adequately well. Therefore, it does not produce the quality and the quantity of insulin required. So that's the first major cause of diabetes. So insulin, like I said, is produced by the pancreas, and its function is to help the glucose enter into the muscle cells, liver, and adipose tissue and store it there. If you understand the way God has created us, the way the body works is marvelous. So when we eat, there's excess sugar in the system. But God has put this hormone there to convert that excess sugar in simplest form, called glucose, into glycogen that can be stored, so that the body can now be breaking it down when and it is needed to generate energy. And that tells you why somebody with diabetes will have fatigue or be weak. Because even though there's excess sugar in the bloodstream, the sugar is not available for the cells to use in producing energy. So that's what happens in that place. So when this pancreas doesn't function adequately, therefore it doesn't produce the quality and quantity of insulin required. So that function is left undone. So when the glucose is not able to enter into the cell tissues, it produces a great concentration of it in the blood. Therefore, these tissues, muscles, don't have a sufficient amount of energy to function correctly. And that's what I first explained. This produces weakness in the person, even though he has enough glucose in the blood. It is not used adequately. So these are the major causes of diabetes. It started from obesity and then inadequate secretion of the hormone called insulin by the pancreas. Some of the symptoms you can see of diabetes is an exaggerated need to urinate 10 or more times a day. In this way, the excess sugar is expelled through urine. The body, is naturally designed to heal itself. So it will look for ways to do the normal thing. The person becomes irritable. Of course, he's weak, he's fatigued, he's wondering why he doesn't have energy. And so he feels weak and exhausted. When somebody is exhausted, he's not a happy person. He doesn't like that. In addition to being hungry, the cells need sugar. Even though there is sugar in the blood, the cells don't have access to the sugar that is already excess in the blood. So the person feels a compulsive need to consume sugar. So glucosuria, like I said, there will be sugar concentration and it's elevated because it cannot be filtered by the kidneys. So you find it coming out in the urine. The level of sugar in the blood in which the sugar is, or there's also sugar in the urine, appears is about 180 milligram per 100 ml. The ideal is usually like 90 to 100 or 110 or 80 to 110. So once it enters 120, 130, we call it being pre-diabetic. And so when you now find it to be 180 or more, then, and it's consistent, then there is an easy plan. Where there's also acetone found in the urine, giving a strong odor of acetone in the urine and mouth, cetonuria as it is called, together with glucosuria, there is a problem there because that can lead to a diabetic coma. And when people go into diabetic coma, it's almost difficult to come out of it. So it's better not to allow it to happen. Very, very good if it does not happen. There may be formation of skin ulcers and gangrene. You know why? Blood is not adequately supplied to the extremities, especially the toes, the feet, the lower part of the body. So when that happens, the blood that is going has sugar, and then it is not well pumped, not well supplied. So there can be gangrene, meaning the tissues there, the cells there can die. That's why when people have diabetes, many have to be amputated because when the leg becomes gangrenous, the wound will not heal. There is sugar in the blood. Yoruba people will call it egbo, adaj, It's a wound that has been created but is not healing. And that can also be depressive for the patient. Out of ignorance, many people will also attribute it to spiritual matters and not. In fact, for many people, that is when they will actually know that they are diabetic. It's when they are treating the wound and it's not healing that the doctor will suggest, okay, let's do this diabetic test. And that's when they will discover that the person is even diabetic. Many may not even know they are. But just like hypertension, it can also be a silent killer. So we've looked at the definition, we've looked at the causes, and we have looked at the symptoms. So what do we suggest? What are the things we can do? I'm saying there are natural things we can do. If we can identify the cause, and then we should be able to also stop those things and reverse diabetes. Diabetes can be controlled with an adequate diet regimen, and that's the most important. What is it that you are eating, and how can you ensure that you eat well? You can control diabetes if you follow an adequate diet and lifestyle. Like I said at the beginning, it is a lifestyle-induced disease. So we need to turn to more of vegetables and fruit that does not basically contain lots of sugar. So we will remove some fruits, but we will also put some that are easy to eat. You can do carrots. You can do pawpaw that is not ripe. Those things that does not have too much of sugar. So ginseng is very useful. It gives you energy. It contains the same properties that insulin has. So it can also work in controlling sugar. It contains similar to the insulin hormone. Ginseng will give you energy, and then it will also help to control the sugar. So you can find ginseng tea is available and it's natural. So you can also drink that. Chromium. Chromium is a wonderful mineral. It is a mineral. It comes up as chromium picolinate, and it's a very important element that intervenes greatly in the metabolism of sugar and insulin, and it can be taken in dosage of 50 to 200 micrograms daily. That is, if you find it come up in like 100 micrograms, you can have it twice a day, and I'll show you where you can get it. There is a supplement called Garcinia cambogia. Garcinia cambogia helps to curb your appetite while aiding and inhibiting, aiding in inhibiting the formation of unwanted fat. So it works both to control obesity and to get rid of excess sugar from the system. It breaks down the sugar and helps you get rid of it. And in the market today, you can find this supplement called the Forever Garcinia Plus. It's on the stable of Forever Living Product, an American company. This is a combination of the Garcinia cambogia and the chromium picolinate. You take 2 capsules every day, one before your first meal, which should come up around 12, and then the second one before your second meal, which should come up around 5. We normally suggest that you eat twice a day. For diabetic patients, please monitor the portion of the food you eat. You can no more eat the big portions that you're used to. I tell you, in the morning, take fruits and vegetables. And for your breakfast, there is this wonderful protein powder. It's also from the stable of Forever. It's called the Forever Light Ultra with aminotin. And it comes either in vanilla flavor or in the chocolate flavor. This has a scoop inside. Just mix 1 scoop with 400 or 500 ml of water and drink it, especially if you are on the move and maybe you don't have time to do smoothie. If you can do your smoothie, you can also still mix it. It serves as your breakfast. So even if you're on diabetic medication, you can use it after taking your light in the morning. It's 100% protein with 0 calorie. So while you are being nourished, you are not adding any extra calorie. And then it strengthens you for the day. The aminotin is complete protein. So what you have there in 1 scoop is enough for you for a meal. And then by 12 noon, you can have lunch. What type of food can you eat? If you will eat carbohydrates, yes, in small quantity with lots of vegetables to enable easy digestion. You can do our local ofada rice. Plantain, unripe plantain is probably the best meal that we have in Nigeria as of today for any diabetic person. When you get the unripe plantain, just peel the back. After washing, peel the back, cut it into your blender and blend it. Then pour it into a pot on fire and make it into a swallow. Eat it with lots of vegetables. It's good. It's highly nutritious for diabetics, and it's not going to add to the sugar concentration in your body. Many of us love the black amala, that's the yam flour. It's also good, but with lots of vegetable. Please, your soup should have little oil, no artificial seasonings. You can use the local seasoning like the locust bean or the ogiri. Those are local, no chemicals, so they are good. Now, I told you you can do the local ofada rice. It has these brown plants on it. That is the protein that comes with rice. Please avoid everything white flour. Avoid everything wheat flour. Avoid cow meat, goat meat. Please stop them. They don't digest on time. Watch the type of oil. If you will do tubers, eat them with lots of vegetable. You can also do this garden egg sauce. It's also good with little oil. The gut has to be kept clean. So whatever you eat, let it be something that will digest on time. Master your own body. Understand how it works. That will help you. There are things that your body will reject. Don't take them. Wheat contains gluten. It causes bloating. So when people eat it a lot of times, it does not digest on time. You feel bloated. In your tummy, you feel as if the food you ate has not digested. So with all of that, you want to avoid things like that. Everything from white flour, from cake to bread, should not go into your mouth. Of course, every soft drink is not for you. Canned juices and drinks mostly have been, they've added artificial colorings or artificial preservatives to them. They are no more healthy. Please avoid frozen foods. They've been preserved with formalin, and that's the same chemical they use in the mortuary. So it's not healthy. These days, you just suddenly see that many people have cancer, many people are sick, and till today, nobody can tell you this is the main cause. It's our lifestyle. So go on organic protein. Minimize your animal protein intake to the barest minimum. If you must, please minimize them. You're free to take the guinea fowl. It's organic. You can take snail. You can take organic chicken. Local chicken is organic. You can take fresh fish with scale. Fresh water fish with scale. It's healthy because it will not retain toxins on its skin. When you take the fish without scale, it retains toxins. So you want to easily adjust. Yes, it may take you a while, but I tell you, if you make up your mind, imagine you 5 years from now. What would you look like? Who do you want to see? In retirement, you don't want to be a liability to anybody. So it's important that we start this adjustment now. Don't wait until it is late. So eat little fat, eat fibers, fruits, vegetables, nuts. You can snack on almond nuts and other healthy nuts. Lower your cholesterol. Eat your meal in small portions. So your eating window is between 12 noon and 6 p.m. You can take 2 or 3 small meals instead of too heavy. 2 or 3 small meals. Remove your mind from food. All our days we've been eating to injure the body. Now you want to eat to keep the body alive, to provide nutrients for the body and not to get the body weak. Remember, we're trying to reverse if you already have diabetes, and if you don't have, yes, if you adjust your lifestyle, we together can prevent all of this. So I've mentioned that you should consume nutritional supplements. The Forever Aloe Vera Gel will help you to detoxify. Every day, we accumulate toxins in the body. Every day. So every day, we also need to get rid of these toxins. When you can do that, you reduce the workload that your body will do. So we start the day with the Forever Aloe Vera Gel, 6 a.m. in the morning. That's when we start the day. You take, this 1 liter can last you for 1 month. So just take 2 tablespoonfuls first thing in the morning, drink lots of water, get rid of the waste from yesterday. It helps. It's good when you do that. So, and then 30 minutes before your food, you take 1 capsule of Forever Garcinia Plus. It will help to break down the sugar in your body and will not allow you to store excess sugar. And the chromium inside will enhance the functions of the pancreas, increasing the effectiveness and the quality of the insulin produced by the pancreas. So I've told you the secrets to prevent diabetes, to manage diabetes and reverse that disease, and also to avoid complications. Honestly, the complications of diabetes is massive. Apart from death, is the number one cause of blindness now. You don't want to go blind. No, you don't. Because when diabetes is untreated and not well managed, there is deposition of blood on the retina. Now, the retina is the field where interpretation is given to what you see. So when your eyes are open and you can see things in front of you, the interpretation comes from the retina. With diabetes, there is deposition of blood on the retina, causing blood vision. Many people are going blind today, but they don't know the cause. They don't know. So my mom had diabetes. My elder brother also had diabetes that caused his blindness because he was avoiding insulin. He did not want to take insulin. And so he did not even tell us on time. By the time I knew, we had to start doing laser treatment for his two eyes. As at that time, about 10 years ago, it was 80,000 per week to do laser treatment on both eyes. You don't want to be in that position. And that's why I said prevention is better than cure. So it's good now to adjust our lifestyle towards healthy living. And with that, you can look forward to a beautiful and happy retirement. In your retirement years, two things matter. You must be wealthy, so you must have built a residual income. So you have a consistent income in retirement to pay your bills and take good care of yourself, living the lifestyle that you desire. And secondly, you must be healthy. In fact, health comes before wealth. So don't spend your health looking for wealth, so that you will not spend your wealth looking for health. The two can come together and your body is beautifully preserved in peace. So, thank you very much for joining me today. This will be saved also on my YouTube channel. Please subscribe at the Hayil Healthville 1. My name is Fenitola Onogurua. People call me Coach FO. This is my assignment. I'm here to help you. So let's work together. We offer free coaching and we counsel you. We will hold you by the hand and let us recreate a brand new you. Thank you very much for joining and have a pleasant day. Bye bye and God bless.